The two top teams in Class 4A clashing here at Lucas Oil Stadium in the state's best venue for football. Sprague on the approach, the right-footed kicker puts his right leg into it. It angles toward the end zone, and that is in the end zone barely for a touchback. New Pal will start on their own 20-yard line for this juggernaut offense, averaging 40 points a game and led by Jacob Davis, over 1,800 passing yards and 600 rushing yards over the course of the season. He is going to be difficult to stop here today. With a dual-threat quarterback, it always presents challenges, Shannon, for opposing defenses.
Well, that's the one thing that East Noble's going to have to guard against, is making sure that they've got somebody containing on the quarterback. You add his dynamic into the fray, and it's another guy that they have to account for.
3 receivers left, and it is a pistol look on first down for New Palestine. Josh Raines, over a 2,000-yard rusher, is in the backfield. The first play from scrimmage was a designed keeper for Jacob Davis, but he loses his footing and goes down to the turf at the 18-yard line. Nobody touched him there, but it's a loss of 2. And there's those opening drive jitters. When you play in a state championship, everything is amplified to the next level.
Well, he looked like he was going to try to make a cut, and he just foot slipped out from under him, and for East Noble, that means a good 2-yard loss, and it gets them off schedule early.
Second down and 12. 3 receivers left, one to the right for New Pal on their first drive. Shotgun snap, belt high, hand off right into the belly of Raines. He dances to the outside, but he is stopped at the 21-yard line outside the numbers after a gain of 3. All kinds of energy down there for East Noble. After making the stop, it was a collection of 3 guys led off the edge by defensive end Aiden Lay, the 5'10" junior. Third down and 9 for New Pal on their first drive.
Yeah, big third down for East Noble right now. And again, East Noble has a lot of two-way players, so we'll have to see if that comes a factor in the ballgame today.
Nice fans making some noise across from us out of the pistol on 3rd and 9. Here's the snap. Davis rolling to his left. He's got time. Now rolls back to the right. Makes a man miss. Tucks it and runs. And he is taken out of bounds after a gain of just 4 as the East Noble fans roar and force a 3 and out on New Pal's first drive.
Well, there's the reason why you got to be careful with this kid. Crail did a great job in mirroring him, or spying, as we would say. And he keeps him from getting a first down, because as he not makes the tackle there, that's a first down. And the quarterback's the punter, so that makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, it certainly does. Davis averaging 33 yards a boot. This is only the 18th punt of the season for New Pal, and they are playing in game number 14. It's a spiraling line drive kick that bounces inside the 35, rolls to the 30, almost contacted an East Noble return man, and rolls to a stop all the way down near the 20-yard line with 10:25 to go in this first quarter on offense. East Noble is coming out to the field as the Knights will get their first look behind quarterback Riley Biddle. We've got time out of the field. 10:25 left in quarter number 1. And it's no score in the 4A championship. You're listening to the 4A state title game on 1380 The Fan and 100. Actually, no TV timeout. Take that back. So East Noble's going to get a chance to drive here before we step away. And the Knights will be on the field. It's not quite as determinate when you get those timeouts as it is during a college or NFL game. So 3 receivers left and 1 right for Riley Biddle out of the gun on first down. Here's the snap back, fake the handoff. Biddle's got time, stands in the pocket, airs it out down the field, caught inside the 50-yard line. East Noble going to the 10. It's a touchdown on the first play of the game.
And a flag down here late.
Flag is down late, but East Noble's got a touchdown with Logan Hatton busting the top of the defense. And it is an unbelievable start for the Knights. A touchdown catch for Logan Hatton. Wow, what a start. And the penalty was on the defense, so that will stand. Logan Hatton and Alex Stewart, the head coach of this team, taking a shot over the top. 80 yards for the score.
Yeah, I like the play call. They ran a route where they kind of schemed it up and got a big post route that hit Hatton down on the middle of the field. A great throw by Biddle. then Hatton pulls away from the defenders, and East Noble says we're here to play.
Coach Stewart said Logan Hatton is a big one-on-one matchup problem for basically any team because of his speed. And that's only his 14th catch of the season. That seems like a small number, but also 6 for touchdowns. And that looks like our white hat Justin Shippey left his flag at the opposite 10-yard line. So
that'll teach him to throw the flag. He's going to be out of breath. He's definitely going to have to take a TV timeout.
Yeah, doing the almost 100-yard sprint down here to get back into position for the PAT.
Well, I tell you what, that helps Crail because he's the long snapper. So it gives him a chance to kind of catch his breath.
Alex Sprague, as reliable as they come for extra points. He's missed only 3 in 72 tries this year. Trying to make it 7-0. Snap good. Hold down. Kick is on the way. Straight through the uprights. One play, 80 yards. Touchdown for Logan Hatton. 10:15 left, first quarter in the 4A state championship. East Noble 7 and New Palestine nothing. This is the high school football game of the week presented by Midwest Fox Breaks on 1580 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Not even 2 minutes into the first quarter, and East Noble has already built a 7-0 lead on New Palestine. With Shannon Griffith, I'm Derek Decker. 4A state championship live from Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. An 80-yard connection with Logan Hatton, which, partner, that goes down as the longest pass play of the season for East Noble. What a time to pull it out from the 20-yard line. They go over the top, hit in stride Riley Biddle with his 21st touchdown pass of the year, and that is one way to start a championship in the best kind.
Well, you know, on that previous punt, Hatton was almost got hit by the punt because he tried to jump out of the way. So lucky him that it didn't happen, and he was able to redeem himself because I'm sure the coach said, would you please get away from the ball when it's on the ground? But great call. They schemed it up. They knew what they were going to get. And the interesting part of this, too, is the fact that New Pal plays the same defense of structure that East Noble does. So you're talking about two coaching staffs that know the pros and cons of this defense. So I'm sure it helped them there, and, of course, film study.
Oh, just a perfect start. Not only did they hit a big play on their first play from scrimmage, but also getting off the field 3 and out against New Pal to start the game. So kind of tilting the scales in your favor, already thinking ahead towards the back end of halftime, getting the ball to start the second half, and they have a 7-0 lead here at Lucas Oil Stadium. So going back to that previous play, there was a roughing the passer call on that touchdown pass. That's what that ended up being from Justin Shippey, who did not have his ref mic working, and that's what we think was causing the delay pregame. And so now he's ready to go. The fact is, though, it's a 15-yard penalty, so East Noble's kicking off from the plus 45 here. So maybe you try either a pooch or something silly. You can either try and pin him deep, or you can try to get the ball right back.
Well, sometimes they'll do some type of a surprise onside with the field position, but I'm sure he's going to tell him to kick it out of the end zone.
Well, we know Sprague can do that. He can kick it into the second level here at Lucas Oil. Here comes the boot, and yeah, he just drives it through the back of the end zone, and it's a touchback. And so the Dragon offense comes back out onto the field, but a deflating start for New Pal. How do they respond now for a team that has not trailed all that much over the course of the season? Again, undefeated, and this team had scored on its previous 6 opening game drives before the last one, where they went 3 and out and didn't have a whole lot cooking anywhere, as Jacob Davis returns to the field for the Dragons. And they'll go out of the pistol. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right of the junior quarterback, dual threat guy for New Palestine. Trailing now 7-0. Here's the snapback. He looks to throw, fires it out to the right. It's caught, going out of bounds at the 28-yard line, hauled in by Austin McMahon. He's the top target for New Pal, a 6'2 senior who has caught 37 passes on the season, almost 800 yards. So give him 8 yards on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Yeah, they come back with getting something in and out of his hands, and you see the talent that this kid has.
3 receivers left. Pistol. Here's the snap. Handed off this time, and that's the 2,000-yard rusher for Josh Raines, who powers his way forward out to the 32-yard line, far hash mark. Stopped by Logan Hatton, who just caught that touchdown pass for East Noble. He plays safety on defense. That's a gain of 4 and a first down for the Dragons.
Yeah, just a simple dive play for the most part. Good job by getting penetration along the defensive line.
First and 10 from the 32 for New Pal. Just under 10 minutes to go. First quarter, East Noble leading 7-0. Here's the belt high snap. He will hand it off and undercut near the line of scrimmage. Josh Raines got about a yard before he went tumbling forward. The stop made by Dylan Crail, the all-state linebacker and senior for this East Noble squad, leading tackler of this team. It's second down and 8.
Yeah, he just has a knack of following and finding the football, and he'll have to do that a lot today on this defense.
Crail is one of 9 starting seniors on defense this year for East Noble. Second down and 8. Here's the snap. They will fake the handoff. It's a screen pass out to the left, caught by Rollison up to the 37-yard line, and then swarmed and tackled there after a gain of 3. Rollison is also one of the top pass catchers out of the slot for New Pal. Third down and 5. And the East Noble fans across the field have come to their feet again, trying for a defensive stop. Couple claps, and Davis does not take the snap. Knights stay.
They're going to run it with a soft box here.
Think so? Looks like the Knights only have 3 down linemen on this third down and 5. Here's the snap back. They will hand it off, and it's a first down and more out to the 45. Rains across midfield into East Noble territory and dragged down at the 49. And you're right, outmanned up front. East Noble gives up the first down and a big gain of 16.
Yeah, this is when you get a light box, when you only have 5 defenders in it between the tackles. You've got to be able to run the football against that. And that's something East Noble's going to have to guard against because they can formation them up, which they did there.
2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Out of the pistol for quarterback Jacob Davis and running back Josh Raines. Here comes a sweep play going around the left edge to the 45-yard line. That's Mason Oglesby, the 6'3 sophomore out of the slot for the Dragons. He gets 5 on first down to the 44 of East Noble, and the Dragon offense finally finding some rhythm.
Yeah, that's important for any offense, especially the spread stuff, is getting into rhythm that you can get the plays in and out, and you just feel like it's flowing for you.
They spread their 3 receivers out to the right on this second down and 5 play. From the East Noble 44, down 7-0. Out of the shotgun, Davis has the snap. He fakes the handoff, takes it himself. 40-yard line, races to the 35, and finally bodied down at the 30. And that's a big run of 15 yards for Jacob Davis. In that dual threat guy, he averages 6 yards a carry, had 55 on the ground in the blowout win against Martinsville in the semi-state last week. First and 10, New Pal.
Yeah, that was a rainy. Again, you've got to make sure that the quarterback is contained, and that's what happened there. They lost contained, and he picks up a big first down.
2 receivers each side of Jacob Davis on this first down play. He comes to the line of scrimmage, now checks the sideline, waits on a signal. Everybody gets lined up. He backs up, now plants his feet from the 35 and receives the snap. Slings it to the left, and it's dropped. An out route ran there by Eli Wasson, and he was unable to haul it in. He was uncovered and would have picked up about 8 or 9 on that play. But Wasson, who has 18 catches this year, commits a drop, and it's second and 10.
Well, the way East Noble's playing there, they're just giving them that little 5-yard hitch route, and they got to throw an out route, and that's kind of what ended up being an incompletion. Now they're balanced more here with their defense, but a 5-man box again.
Second and 10 from the 30. Here's the snap back, and it's a design run for Davis, and he is cut down near the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up 1. Davis getting churned forward into that mixer. Jacob Ramey, the honorable mention all-conference linebacker a season ago, makes the stop. They will give him about 1.5 yards. Third down and a long 8 just inside the 30-yard line.
Well, you can kind of see the idea of what they're going with today. When they get that 5-man box, they're going to try to run the football either with the tailback or with the quarterback. Big 3rd and 8 here.
Three receivers left the snap. They will hand it off, and it's a big hole again for Raines across the 20 as he lowers his shoulder for a first down. And actually, take that back. That was Caden Jacobia, the backup running back who ran for a career-high 117 yards and 3 scores last week. This time moves the chains on a simple draw play. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Back to the line of scrimmage for a snap. Fake the handoff, sling it to the left, caught by Oglesby, drops the football at the 10-yard line and falls back on top of it after picking up a first down. And disaster averted for Mason Oglesby and the Dragons.
That was an incomplete pass. He never had control of it.
Well, they rule it a catch fumble, and it's a first down for New Pal at the 8-yard line.
This is a complete incomplete pass because he never has control of it.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
So
that should have been incomplete.
That should have been an incomplete pass. And I tell you, that quarterback has got a quick trigger.
Jacob Davis out of the pistol on 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Hands it off. Jacoby, a shifty run inside the numbers to the 5-yard line and plowing down to the 4 before being stopped there halfway toward the goal line. 2nd and goal coming up for the Dragons inside the 5.
East Noble's going to have to, they're going to have to stay out of the light box, especially on 3rd down, because that's where they're disadvantaged. And they've had them in 3rd and long twice, and the running backs run for at least 12 both times.
Just 2 receivers on this set on 2nd and goal from the 4. Raines back in the game. He gets the carry on 2nd and goal. He trips toward the goal line. He is short down inside the 1, and it's 3rd down and goal.
I like to see this one.
This looked pretty close. And we're getting a look at a replay in the stadium right now. And I don't know.
I don't know.
Pretty close, man.
I think he got in, but then again, we're up here in no man's land.
3rd and goal from the 1 for New Pal. They'll hand it off again. Diving toward the goal line. Helicoptering in.
They gave it to him now.
Josh Raines, a touchdown for the Dragons, and they're an extra point away from a tie game just over halfway through the first quarter.
Now this one will be interesting because the way he got hit.
Well, that was close again.
I don't know on that one. Of course, you're not right on the goal line, so you can't see.
Man, interesting start to this game with some close calls both directions. And now on for the extra point, Jake Wells, the 6-foot senior. And he hooks the extra point, kind of a line drive kick, but it sneaks inside the left upright, and it's good. 4:35 left in the opening quarter. East Noble and New Palestine tied at 7 apiece in the 4A state championship, presented by Midwest Box Breaks. You're listening to 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 4:35 to go, first quarter at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. 7-7. East Noble and New Palestine are locked up. Derek Decker with Shannon Griffith. 14-play, 80-yard drive for New Pal. 5 minutes and 40 seconds taken off the clock, and they power it in with a touchdown run for Josh Raines. 27 scores on the season out of the backfield for the 2,000-yard rusher. And that time, New Pal looked very much in rhythm on offense. They were 3 for 3 on 3rd down on that drive.
Well, the 3rd down calls, they caught East Noble in a light man, or what I call a light box. When you have 5 defenders between tackle to tackle, that's an advantage for the offense to run the football. And both 3rd and longs, East Noble got into a light box, and New Pal just took advantage of it with the numbers they had and were able to convert to a first down. So East Noble's going to have to think about what they're getting into on those type of downs, because it's ultimately put them at a disadvantage. And I'm already impressed with this Jacob Davis kid. The kid can get the ball in and out of his hands fast. On a couple of those where he threw the bubble screens, I mean, that ball was in and out of his hands before you could blink, and that tells me he's going to be a special kid, and he's still just a young pup as just being a junior.
Jacob Davis, 4 for 5, 27 yards through the air so far. Also on the ground, as we expected, Josh Raines is a load. 6 rushes for 27 yards and a touchdown, including a key 14-yard run on that drive. And now New Pal has tied the game at 7. So we still haven't seen, even though, if you're just tuning in and you missed the first few minutes, East Noble did not really go on much of a drive on their first possession. They hit a big pass over the top on the first play to Logan Hatton for 80 yards. They got it all in one play. And so really haven't seen this offense onto the field much as New Pal boots it away from left to right, or from right to left rather. This one is about 3 yards deep in the end zone and a touchback. And so East Noble starts on their own 20-yard line.
Well, the one thing that I think East Noble wants to do, again, is control the game with a run game and things of that magnitude. And like I said, East Noble plays a lot of guys two ways, especially in their skill positions. And that's something we're going to have to watch as the day goes on, as New Pal has a little bit more of a platoon system.
Yeah, not quite as many two-way guys for this New Pal squad. Only a couple up front. That includes Josh Raines, who's a linebacker, along with his brother Garrett, also in the linebacking core for New Pal. 1st and 10 for East Noble. 3 receivers left for the quarterback Riley Biddle, with Crail to his left hip. Here's the snapback. Crail gets the handoff, dances to the left, and he loses one. And he is shut down behind the line of scrimmage. That's a good play up front as big number 83 gets in there for the stop as New Palestine bringing the house on a couple of plays. We expect them to be ready for the run. This is an East Noble team that leans on the run quite a bit, 242 rushing yards per game.
Well, they went with an unbalanced set there, but again, Raines did a good job of getting up the field and making a play.
So 2nd down and 11 from the 19-yard line. Here's the snap back. Fake the handoff this time. Sling it over the middle. Incomplete. Knocked away. Intended for Landon Swagger as the defensive back, Desmond Palmer, a 5'11 junior, slapped that away. Boy, he was right on his left hip the entire time and was tight to the coverage, knocking it away from Swagger to force a 3rd and long.
Yeah, this is now they got him off schedule here, and just really a good play. I didn't think he got him or hooked him, so good defensive play there, and now you've got 3rd and long.
New Pal fans chanting defense below us in their red and white plaid shirts. Here's the snap back. Fake the handoff. They pick up the pressure. He throws it to the far side. Knocked away. Incomplete. And Coach Stewart upset about the lack of a whistle there, or a penalty marker. And East Noble goes 3 and out after the New Palestine touchdown.
Well, you can see getting off schedule on that first down play that lost 2 yards and put them behind the 8 ball. Now they're having to punt it away, and now their defense is going to have to rise up here because they're going to get pretty good field position, New Pal is.
Elijah Lissat on the pass break up there for New Palestine. And it's Riley Biddle on to punt, 36 yards per kick. This could give it to New Palestine in plus territory after this boot. Kick is away. This is a tumbling kick that bounces near the 50 and rolls sideways, and then takes a little bit of a friendly East Noble hop and finally trickles to a stop at the 46-yard line outside the far numbers. 3:37 left in this first quarter. East Noble and New Palestine tie game at 7 apiece. And now the East Noble defense tasked once again with stopping this high-powered Dragon O that drove pretty much willingly down the field last time on a 14-play touchdown drive.
Well, we'll see if East Noble makes some corrections there on the 3rd downs, because with the way they run their offense, New Pal, it's all kind of a check with me type of situation for Coach Ralph. And all he's doing is changing the play when he sees what's in front of him.
140-14 in 12 seasons as the head coach of New Palestine. Here's the snap. It's a toss play. Oglesby sweeping from right to left as he goes tumbling forward to the 48-yard line, a gain of 2 on 1st down. They ran that play once earlier on today. They pick up a deuce at 2nd and 8.
Well, it's pretty obvious they like the hands in Oglesby because he looks like he does got some speed for a young pup. But a good job by East Noble there, maintaining the leverage and forcing him only to a 2-yard gain.
Very good body out of the slot. 6'3", 214, and just a sophomore underclassman being utilized in this offense. 2nd down and 8. Here's the snap back. Throw a long pass to the right. It's caught near the 40-yard line of East Noble. And breaking tackles. It's Austin McMahon in the clear. Touchdown, New Pal. 52 yards.
just going to say that they're playing too far off on their receivers, and I think I know why. The respect that they're giving them to try to keep him in front of them and make a tackle, and that's what happened. A missed tackle leads off to about a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Austin McMahon with his 13th touchdown grab of the season. He was the top target in the pass game coming in, but just kind of a missed tackle at the end. Picked up a block down the far sideline around the 35 and then busted it off into the clear. There was nobody else back for East Noble. The extra point up and in for Jake Wells. 2:55 to go, first quarter. And New Palestine has scored back-to-back touchdowns. They now lead East Noble 14-7 in the 4A state championship game, presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Back at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, 14-7. New Palestine leading East Noble with 2:55 left in the opening quarter. Derek Decker with Shannon Griffith. Partner, this has been a couple of really good drives for New Pal, their last two times out, and we were just chatting during the break. You feel like East Noble's defensive backs have been giving a little bit too much space to a quick New Palestine team on the edges.
Well, I was saying there right before that pass that they got to move their corners up, but I think I know why they're playing them soft is because of the respecting the speed that those kids have, and then, of course, having to make a tackle in space, and that's what happened there. The missed tackle on the outside there on that particular pass route end up costing them a big touchdown there for the New Pal. So I think it's going to be one of those things where East Noble has got to use their ground game to keep New Pal at bay because they seem to have an advantage in both departments with the getting able to run it or pass it.
138 yards already in this first quarter for New Palestine. Team averages almost 400 a game, one of the best offenses in the state, averaging third best in Class 4A, over 39 points per contest, and they're ready to kick it off once again. East Noble down 14-7. They went 3 and out on their last drive, so even though we've had a lot of offensive fireworks in this first quarter, both teams already have a 3 and out on offense as well. Wells on the approach, line drive kick to the left, returnable near the 5-yard line, and it's brought out to the 20-yard line and taken down. Logan Hatton, who had the big touchdown catch in that first quarter earlier on, is stopped at the 26-yard line. So a return of 21. East Noble with average starting field position here, now trailing for the first time 14-7.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how they handle this series now and not put themselves in a position where they're off schedule, because that really hurt them that last series.
79 total yards for East Noble, and all of that came in one play on a pass completion to Logan Hatton on the first drive for East Noble. In fact, it was the first play. Here's the snap back. They will hand it off. Maybe some miscommunication back there as Dylan Crail got swallowed up for a loss of 3 back at the 22-yard line.
Well, that Garrett Raines again kind of ran a little run blitz, and it caught the guard off of task there, and it ended up being a big loss, and again off schedule.
That was the left guard James Miller that went stumbling backwards, the 6'1", 260-pound senior. Here's the snap on second and long. They'll give it back to Crail. He powers his way out toward the original line of scrimmage and is jumbled up at the 26-yard line. So third down and 10, and this is another third and long here for East Noble.
Yeah, it's gone from first and long, or second and long, to third and long, and not the type of down and distance East Noble wants to play with today.
2 receivers left, one to the right. Oh, it's a low snap, but he picks it up. He throws it over the middle, incomplete. And I think that was intended for Jordan Borders, who was streaking down the seam. Alex Stewart frustrated again. I don't know if maybe there was some contact up near the line of scrimmage before that ball came out, because that ended up at least 5 or 10 yards in front of Borders, the intended receiver, and East Noble goes 3 and out again.
Well, for as well as that first play went for East Noble in terms of their diagram of a play, they've really been now kind of out of sync and out of sorts the last 2 drives.
So So Biddle back to punt for the second time. This is a good snap. He's got plenty of time. Gets this one away. This is a good kick. Wobbling spiral toward the 39, and it's fair caught by Cameron Rollison back there. So East Noble has to punt it away again with 99 seconds to go in this first quarter. And New Palestine back on the field, leading 14-7.
Well, again, this high-powered offense by New Pal, they're going to have to find ways to make plays on defense, and they may have to start taking some gambles, because if you give this quarterback any time in the pocket, he'll find an open guy and burn you.
They'll go two men split out to the right, one to the near side, and a pistol look on first down and 10 for Jacob Davis, and Raines behind him. Whistle here, and East Noble jumps. I think it's encroachment.
Yeah, they've gotten him that time. He got across the line. The previous, they caught it on New Pal.
Boy, the Dragon fans cannot believe it. The only guy I can possibly imagine was maybe the right tackle, Abe Walling. They have gotten an early start, but I thought that was encroachment all the way.
I did too, and big break there for East Noble, now getting New Pal kind of off schedule here.
First down and 15 for the Dragons. Go for the same formation with Raines lined up behind Davis in the pistol. Here's the snap. They give it to Raines. He bounces across the 40-yard line, reverses field, knocks the umpire to the ground, and plows his way out to the 43. Pyle still moving forward, and finally they stop play at the 44-yard line after a gain of 10 on first down. That's a very nice run by Josh Raines to set up second down and 5.
He told the umpire to get out of my way.
I wouldn't want to be in his way either.
Yeah, he was a good cut there initially, and then he was able to get another few more yards to set it up more of a true on-task second and 5.
Already 37 first quarter rushing yards for Josh Raines. All three receivers to the left of the quarterback. Davis out of the pistol. The snapback, the handoff, Raines again across the 50. Still moving down to the East Noble 46-yard line and stopped after another gain of 10.
They got him in that 5-man box. They're formationing him up, and that's why you're getting that light box in there. They're going to have to put themselves at danger on the outside if they want to stop the run.
14-7. They've got to run at least one more play here in the first quarter as we're down toward 30 seconds. And New Palestine in front and driving in East Noble territory. 3 down linemen for EN. Here's the snap. They hand it off, and Jacobia makes one man miss, and then he gets walloped at the 44-yard line. And, man, laying the boom was Logan Hatton, who's been all over the place for East Noble in this first quarter, both on offense and on defense, after a gain of 2. And that looks like that'll be the final play of this first quarter. The first 12 minutes in the books in Lucas Oil Stadium in the 4A championship. New Palestine 14, East Noble 7. Back with the second quarter after this. You're listening to the high school football game of the week presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Start of the second quarter in Lucas Oil Stadium, downtown Indianapolis. Derek Decker with Shannon Griffith, along with our studio producer and engineer Adam Lundy. Good evening from our entire fan crew. I guess it's still afternoon, but heck, the daylight expires so early these days it feels like evening in the middle of the afternoon. We look out at a snowy landscape in Indianapolis. To our left, we're situated at the 30-yard line all the way at the top of Lucas Oil Stadium inside one of the auxiliary radio booths, and it's been snowing on and off today here in the Circle City. 14-7, New Palestine leading East Noble at the end of that first quarter, and partner East Noble's having some trouble stopping the run right now.
Well, and then Davis getting the ball in and out of his hands so quick and out to their talented receivers has created some problems for East Noble defensively. And I could say this is probably the most complete team that they have faced all year from the standpoint of a bona fide running game and a quarterback that can either run it or throw it. And that is something that makes defensive coordinators stay up late at night figuring out ways to stop them.
So in that first quarter, East Noble amassing 79 total yards, but again, all of that was on one play. New Palestine, meanwhile, with 160, and they're doing it in a balanced way. 81 through the air, 79 on the ground, and they are already 3 of 4 on third down. How about this, Shannon? They ran 22 plays in that first quarter. East Noble only ran 7, so the time of possession absolutely dominated by the Dragons.
Yeah, and that's the thing with their drives thus far. And when you go 3 and out consecutively, that limits your opportunities, and that creates opportunities for the opposing offense where they can drive the football and eat the clock up.
All right, 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Dragons out of the first quarter break. They're now moving left to right in their red and white jerseys, defended by the Knights of East Noble in mainly blue. And they'll go out of the pistol once again. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right of the quarterback, Jacob Davis. Here's a belt-high snap. He bobbles it. The ball's on the ground, and Davis recovers back at the 45-yard line. Bad exchange there. Davis trying to give it to Raines, and maybe some miscommunication on that play, and now it's 3rd down and 9 for the Dragons.
Well, that was benefits the East Noble Knights. Of course, if they could have jumped on it there, it would have been better. And those Adams Central Jets are going to have a pep session tonight at 6 p.m. in the field house once everybody gets back and celebrate their state championship.
First championship since 2000. Here's the snap on 3rd and 9. Design run for Davis. Takes it to the 40. Splits tacklers out to the 37-yard line. That is just 1 yard short of a first down. And so you'd think they'd go for it here. 4th down and 1 on the East Noble 37.
Yeah, they got good push there on that right side, and Davis was able to find the necessary yardage to let them go for it here on 4th and 1.
Both fan bases making some noise now. Pistol on 4th and 1. Faked the snap with a couple of hard claps. Could not draw East Noble offside. As the Knights, with 5 men down, shift over one. Here's the snap. They hand it off. It's Jacobia, and he's cut down. Open field tackle made again by Logan Hatton. He was the only guy on that side, and he takes him down for a loss of 1, and East Noble stands tall on 4th and short.
Wow, that was a huge play by Hatton, coming up from his safety position and making the tackle about 2 yards back in the backfield to negate the 4th down attempt for New Pal, and a big defensive stop for East Noble.
Man, how big might that be later in this game? You know, East Noble was kind of on their heels defensively. New Pal had all of the offensive momentum, and the Knights break through with the stop, and now they're back on offense from their own 38-yard line, trailing 14-7 and 10:38 left in this opening half. Shotgun snap, handed off. Trail behind a blocker. Maybe picked up a half a yard. Not a whole lot of room there. The stop made defensively by the defensive tackle, Brock Brownfield. Where's number 75 for this red-wearing Dragon squad? The Red Rage defense. 6'3", 260-pound junior up front for the Dragons.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and he got across there real quick.
2nd down and just outside of 9 after a first down gain of about 2 feet. 2 receivers left and 1 right for Riley Biddle at quarterback, who has not thrown the ball much in this first half because they haven't had the ball much. That was only the 8th play they've run so far. Here's the snap. He hands it off. Trail slips in the backfield and loses 1. And again, no contact before he started going down. It's a similar spot where the New Pal quarterback, Jacob Davis, slipped in the first quarter. So I wonder if things are a little bit off down there. Now it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, it's tough on this type of service. Most kids will just wear their tennis shoes, but that time again, it looked like he just lost his left foot and slipped down.
Trail is now out of the game on 3rd down and 10, so East Noble likely going to the air. 2 receivers either side. Biddle takes the snap. Pressure comes, but he's got time. He airs it out down the middle of the field. Incomplete, penalty marker down. And I think they're going to get New Pal either for a defensive hold or a pass interference.
Well, Coach Stewart's been working that sideline official for about the last 3 series, and I think he's going to get a foul here. Now, this was before the ball was thrown, so there must have been a hold on the play.
That's right, defensive hold, because it actually wasn't even the intended target on that play. It was the inside defender, and so it is a defensive hold against New Pal that will give East Noble a first down. That's a chain mover, and New Pal had him stopped on 3rd down, but not without the penalty. Keeps the drive alive for East Noble.
You know what's interesting is Coach Ralph not only calls the offense, I believe he also calls the defense, as I see him signaling plays. That is an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, he is involved in everything. Scott McMurray is the defensive coordinator for this New Palestine team, but Coach Ralph is involved in everything. 1st down and 10 now for East Noble from their own 48-yard line. Shotgun snap. They will fake the handoff. Biddle takes it himself and crumples down for a gain of a yard, maybe a yard and a half, as he is stopped in the middle by Michael Thacker, that defensive tackle that Shannon highlighted earlier, the 6'1 senior who's racked up 10 sacks and a bunch of tackles for loss throughout the year.
Yeah, that time they would have been better giving it to the tailback on the outside to Plaitner, as if he was reading that play, he would have probably skirted around the left end for a big play.
2nd down and 8 from midfield on the middle of the Colts helmet logo here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Clapp in the snap for Biddle. He gets hit as he throws. He airs it out to the right side, incomplete. Diving attempt near the 35-yard line as Mason Trish went tumbling to the turf. That's a name we haven't even called yet today, which is a bit odd because he is the top receiving target for this East Noble passing attack. Now 3rd down and 8 for EN with 8:39 left in the first half, down 14-7.
He needed to get a little bit more air under it there to allow Tesh to run under it, but he's not able to, and again, another 3rd and long.
Like he got hurried too as pressure was coming right up his grill. Dallas Plattner still in the game for East Noble, to the left hip of Biddle. He's got the snap. Biddle throws it deep down the left sideline. Is incomplete, as he was trying to hit Landon Swagger near the 5, and the ball ended up being about 5 yards overthrown. They have really tested the defensive backs with a lot of deep shots in this first half, and it looked like maybe a little bit of contact there, but not all that much. That was Elijah Lissad. East Noble was complaining about a penalty there, but it did not come, and East Noble will punt for the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and Biddle was wanting a roughing the passers. He got hit very high up by Thacker on his defensive rush, but no dice for that.
3rd punt for Biddle, and he hits this one off the side of his foot. This is not a very good punt at all, as it rolls out of bounds at New Palestine's 30-yard line. That is just a 20-yard punt from Riley Biddle. Kind of a shank there, and New Palestine with decent field position considering they stopped him in midfield.
Yeah, and again, Biddle plays safety and quarterback, and he also handles the punting duties. And that time, I just wonder if he was a little bit out of gas as he comes off to the sideline to get a blow.
8:26 left in the first half. 14-7. New Palestine leading East Noble here from Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. 3 receivers left and 1 right. Pistol set for Jacob Davis in the back. Josh Raines, running back, who is 2nd in the state in rushing yards coming into the championship today. He gets the handoff, and he is going nowhere. Tried to jolt to the outside, and he got stopped after a gain of maybe 1 yard on that play. But Josh Raines didn't have any room to operate there as East Noble closed it down and strung it out to the sideline.
Yeah, that was a nice play on that play there by Kobe Ritchie. The senior did a great job of recognizing, getting up, making a good form tackle, and holding him to a yard gain.
Honorable mention all conference last year for linebacker Kobe Ritchie. 2nd down and 9 for New Palestine from the 31-yard line. They're going out leading 14-7. Here's the snap back. They will hand it off again. Big hole up the middle to the 40-yard line, making a man miss. Rains all the way across midfield into East Noble territory at the 47. And he continues to be a load here in this first half as he races across midfield in a gain of 22.
Just an inside zone and was able to hit it right up the A gap where you'd like to hit those plays, and got scampered out there for another big gain. And getting another first down with 7:25 left here in the first half.
And a 7-point lead for the Dragons now in plus territory. Here's the snap back. They hand it off. It's Rains. Rains to the outside. Rains getting pushed toward the sideline and dragged out near the 41-yard line. Take it back. That was actually Caden Jacobia in for just the second rush of this first half. He doesn't get a lot of times, but when he's in there, he averages 7 yards a carry. These guys just bring out new faces and run the ball so well, and they do it out of the power spread, unlike the wing tees that we saw in the first game today.
Yeah, they've got a good offensive line that does a great job of getting off the football. And it gives them a two-way go on a lot of stuff, because I would imagine there's a lot of RPO in this as well, the run-pass option.
2nd down and 4 from the 41-yard line. Here's the snap back. They hand it off again. Jacobia again to the 35, being dragged backwards, but not before picking up the first down at the 33, right between the hash marks, center of the field. Another chain-moving run for New Palestine, now outgaining East Noble on the ground, 120-1 in this first half.
You would never think to hear that they only had 1 yard in the rush game for East Noble with the running back that they have. So it just shows you right now that New Pal is dominating the point of attack on both sides of the ball.
203-81 in total yards now overall, and it has been dominant so far, leading by a touchdown. Here's the snap. They hand it off, and it's a big hole. Jacobia again to the 20-yard line. Jacobia inside the 15, and he falls forward to the 11-yard line, and he picks up 22. And big chunks right now for New Palestine, driving inside the red zone, leading by 7.
A great cut on the inside zone. Krell was right there to make the tackle, but Jacoby basically shook him right out of his cleats and made a great move, and he's got him down inside the 20 all the way down to the 11 now.
And about to the halfway mark of this second quarter. It's 14-7 New Palestine. And the Knights on their heels defensively in a half that has been dominated by the Dragons. Here's the belt high snap, design run for Davis. Takes it to the 10, cuts it back at the 5, pushing his way forward near the 2. Pile moving down near the 1, and he is stopped after a 10-yard run to get a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal for New Pal at the East Noble 1-yard line.
Nice little run again with the quarterback, just kind of a lead sweep. Down there again, down inside the 1. And right now, East Noble's reeling.
And it just cannot stop the run. Up to 144 rushing yards for New Palestine in the first half. Just 2 receivers here as East Noble expecting the run. Davis has the snap. He hands it off. It's Rains. He's in. 6 more for the Dragons. Josh Rains with his 2nd touchdown carry of this first half. And New Palestine extends the lead 20-7 with 5:23 left before halftime.
Again, they're getting just really good push in that offensive line that we've said has kind of dominated thus far in this ball game. And again, it's imperative now that East Noble try to get points on this next drive to at least close the gap, or we're going to have a situation like we had in the first game where they get out in front of you and they're trying to uphill battle.
Jake Wells on for the PAT. Good snap, good hold, and this kick is good. 5:23 left before halftime, and New Palestine now leads East Noble 21-7. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 5:23 left in the first half here at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. 21-7 as New Palestine has scored 3 straight touchdowns, and they now lead East Noble by 14 points. Derek Decker with Shannon Griffith, and after that big first play on offense, it's been zilch for East Noble, partner. In fact, they have just 1 total yard since that first drive, and this first half has just been absolutely dominated by the Dragons.
Well, they're having trouble, like you said, at the point of attack as the New Pal offense and defensive lines are wrecking havoc at the point of attack. And again, we've got some guys on East Noble that go both ways, and that unfortunately is going to be a factor as this game goes on. Important for now that East Noble get off to a good start on this drive.
Yeah, and there are some positives here as East Noble will get the ball to start the second half. So if you can put together a good drive here, at least make it a 1-score game before halftime. Again, this is very similar to that first game we had today where you're just trying to cut your losses, get into the locker room, make some adjustments, come out, and start the second half strong. So certainly not all is lost. There's a lot of football left to be played here, but it would be unfair to say anything other than New Palestine has dominated this first 17, 18 minutes of game time today.
Yeah, they've really, after that first series, they just kind of got off on tangent a little bit. Next thing you know, it's 21-7.
An offense in New Pal that averages almost 40 points a game. And, you know, we always knew this was going to be an interesting matchup, like who was going to win out, offense or defense today. And East Noble's offense that averages 242 rushing yards going up against a Dragon defense only allowing 55 yards a game on the ground. That's incredibly stingy, especially when Indiana, you're playing a lot of teams where the run is still king in this state. And so it's very interesting to see a defense that has been that stout against the run, but we've seen it today. They win in the trenches almost every time. Here's the kickoff returned by East Noble from the 10-yard line out to the 15 and to the 20 with no other room to run. And so nothing to write home about on that return, as it was taken back by Kobe Ritchie, and he was stopped after a return of about 16 yards. So 5:18 to go before the end of the second quarter. 21-7, New Palestine leading East Noble. Very important drive, Shannon, for East Noble to try to find their feet in this first half.
Well, yeah, that, and I think Coach Stewart is going to have to start thinking, too, how do I steal in a possession here or two? Because ultimately it's going to come down to that.
So they'll go with 3 receivers to the left of the quarterback, Riley Biddle, who's only completed 1 pass in the first half, 1 of 6, and it went for a touchdown. Here's the snap, throw a screen pass. This one's caught near the 20-yard line. Ball's loose! The ball is loose after the catch, and the Dragons have recovered at the 23-yard line. That was caught and dropped by Mason Trish, one of the most reliable guys there is on the edge of this game. The throw was a little bit low, but he had it for quite some time. Took several steps, and then it looked like New Palestine's Josh Raines, who's also the starting running back in this game for the Dragons, jumped on top of that football, and disaster here for the Knights.
Yeah, that is not what you needed there for East Noble, and now you're really against the backs against the wall here. Hopefully you can hold them to 3 points.
From the 23-yard line is where New Palestine creates the first turnover of the game. Out of the pistol, here's the snap back. They will hand it off, and this is about a 4-yard gain right between the hash marks for Josh Raines, who just got the fumble recovery on defense. 2nd and 6 after the stop was made by Alex Brown.
Coming with a little tempo here now.
East Noble had a guy late getting off, but they do get him off, and New Pal no longer in a rush to snap the football. Again, just 3 down linemen for East Noble. New Palestine has run the ball so well today. Here's the snap. Throw a screen pass. This one's caught. It's Oglesby. 15-yard line. 10. Cuts it up at the 5. Tripped up from behind near the 5-yard line. And Mason Oglesby got a great block downfield. The receivers doing work. They, again, had East Noble outmanned on the outside. And Oglesby picks up 12 and a first down for New Palestine.
Well, they did that with an RPO, and that time he kicked it out there. And a good job by Oglesby getting up the field.
Just 2 receivers on this play. Shannon out of the pistol. Predictable run. Here's the snap. They will hand it off. And this one is going for about a yard as Josh Raines got stacked up and never could bust it to the outside. Second and goal coming up for the 5.
Yeah, they ran the outside zone there, getting into the 2 tight end formation. Helps balance the front for you. Probably going to stay in it, at least for another play, with it being there on the 5-yard line. And we do have a timeout because of an injury, they said. I imagine he's got blood on his body somewhere, and he's going to have to get it repaired. So that looked like
that's Raines.
Yeah, so he's got a little turf burn that they're going to have to cover up there.
So Caden Jacobia is back in. He had 3 touchdowns last week, both career high in that and 117 rushing yards. Second and goal from the 5. Pistol snap. Handoff, Jacobia pushing toward the 1-yard line and stopped there right between the hash marks. And he was stopped up front by Logan Hatton, who has just been all over the place for East Noble in the first half. He's definitely been one of the bright spots. Clock ticking down towards 3 minutes left before halftime. And now it is 3rd down and goal from the 1 for New Palestine.
Bring out your first tailback because he's got to get taped up. You put your second tailback in, and he probably gains as many yards as your first guy. That's how dangerous this New Pal team is with their athletes.
Such a good rushing attack, 264 yards a game. 3rd down and goal from the 1. Pistol snap, handoff to Raines. He dives over the end zone for a touchdown as he breaks the plane, leaping over the top of the East Noble defenders. 6 more for the Dragons, and they are putting it to East Noble 27-7.
I'll say this right now. This has got to be the most complete team I've seen all year in the number of games that we cover. Very Snyder-esque in some ways when they've had it on both sides of the ball. This New Pal team is very, very talented.
Jake Wells on to attempt the extra point. Perfect 3 of 3 so far today. They snap a little bit higher, but it's placed down well, and the kick is good. 2:43 left before halftime. New Palestine 28, East Noble 7. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. East Noble playing in its 2nd state championship in the last 5 years. New Palestine in its 5th state championship in the last 11 years. And the Dragons are blowing out the Knights as we speak. 28-7, 2:43 left in the second quarter. And it has been all New Pal. With Shannon Griffith, I'm Derek Decker. 259 total yards in this first half for New Palestine, 166 on the ground. They have had the ball for 12 more minutes than East Noble. 16 minutes to 4 minutes and change. That is an incredible stat. They've run 37 plays. New Palestine has. East Noble has only run 13. And that turnover just kind of shortened things up. And now you've really got yourself in a hole, 28-7. Where at time talked about maybe going down and driving and at least getting points before the break. Now it's a totally different game. And you feel sped up as you're trying to limp to the locker room to just stop the bleeding before the break.
Well, they're going to have to try to do something here to keep from giving New Pal the ball with 2:43 left. You know Coach Ralph is going to utilize these timeouts and try to put another score on the board before halftime.
That's right.
This is critical for East Noble to maintain it and at least get it to run out the clock or give them very little time left to work it.
Dragons have a dangerous field goal kicker, too, that can make him from almost 50 yards. So plenty of range in Jake Wells, trying to add the points if maybe that becomes a factor. 28-7. Here's the boot from left to right into the end zone. And this one's going to go for a touchback. And so East Noble will start on its own 20-yard line, now trailing 28-7. This is a really big moment now. It just amplifies everything we talked about on the last drive.
Yeah, it does, and that's going to be the thing that hopefully they can get Krell somehow, way, some going, or Plant or whoever. But the best thing they want to do here is they got to take some time off this clock, because if they don't do that, New Pal is just way too good to give them any time to put an offense together to score.
1st and 10 for the Knights in their blue jerseys, defended by a 3 down front from New Palestine in white and red. First and 10 snap. Biddle stands in the pocket. He throws it down the seam. Incomplete. Looking over the top and could not connect with his man. Looked like Alexander Scott actually was the man that was intended for, popping out of the slot there for East Noble, and now it's 2nd and 10. He's not been a big factor in the passing game this year.
Well, that and the fact that what East Noble's getting forced to do here is it's basically 50-50 balls, and you're not going to have success doing that consistently. So they've got to find some type of short passing game here to get the ball in and out of the hands of Biddle.
2nd down and 10. Fake the handoff. Biddle takes it himself. Trucks forward to the 22-yard line. Stop there after a gain of a deuce. And now 3rd down and 8 as the clock ticks down. Inside 2.5 minutes left before halftime. And East Noble still trailing 28-7.
Well, you don't want to give it back to him, but I'm not so sure running the ball here is not the best option to keep the clock going. But I'm sure Coach Ralph, with plenty of timeouts, is thinking he'll take a timeout if that happens.
3 receivers left to the quarterback, Biddle. 1 to his right. Predictable pass. Biddle swings to the left. Looks to throw. Zings it out here. Ball batted up and intercepted.
We're going to get called for interference on that one.
It is picked off by Cameron Rollison, but a flag did come in from the back judge. So for now, it's an interception, but I think this is coming back, and it is a pass interference against New Palestine. And so East Noble bailed out big time there because that deflection was picked off by Rollison for a team that has already created 29 turnovers this season. And so they will mark off the 15 yards. The Dragon faithful not pleased, as it's the second time they have given East Noble a first down with a penalty on 3rd and long. And that'll march it all the way out to the 37-yard line with 2:01 left before halftime.
Well, Hatton fell down on that play, and it looked like the DB got his hands around his waist, and that's what they called.
So 1st and 10 for East Noble. Fresh set of downs. A New Life here, down by 21. Handoff to Crail, trying to angle out to the right. Now cuts it back, and he is twisted down after a loss of a yard at the 36-yard line. And just not a lot of space in the running game for this stingy New Pal front that gives up only 55 a game on the ground.
Kind of surprised that Coach Ralph didn't use the timeout there, but he must going to be waiting here for after this play, since that was the first down.
Yeah, we've seen the quick strike of New Palestine on offense as well.
You know, the other thing that just dawned on me, that last play, because it was a deflection, a tip ball, that may have been the grounds to wave that off.
2nd down and 11 here. Here's the number high snap, looking to throw. Biddle's going to toss it deep down the field. He's got Hatton again, but this one is overthrown by a couple of yards, and now it's 3rd down and 11. And I think the reality there, the interference occurred before. I don't think it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. It was just batted as they were knocking it away from the receiver.
Well, I was wondering that because the way that ball was tipped, and I saw the flag, and I said, well, I was thinking in some respects that may have been a chance to wave it off, but like you said, it may have happened enough before the ball actually was deflected that it was able to stand there. Especially the guy doing the interfering.
That's right. 3rd down and 11. Biddle slings it. He's got a wide open man at the 40. It's caught by Swager as he pushes forward across the 30 and inside New Palestine territory all the way down to the 26. That's a big-time coverage bust by New Palestine and the second biggest play of the game for the Knights.
Well, good job by Biddle. Getting his shoulders turned, recognizing what he had, getting Swager down the sideline, and now they're in business here because this would be huge if they could punch one in here prior to half.
38 yards on the connection. 1st and 10 from the 26. Press coverage on each side. Snap to Biddle, moves to his right, flings it down the field. It's deflected and then caught for a touchdown.
Same play.
Landon Swager going to the right into the blue painted turf. That went through the hands of a defender and in for 6. And East Noble has life before halftime.
This is a rocket of a throw, too. Has rolled out, same play, and he just ripped it in between two defenders. nice throw and catch. And Coach Ralph is probably not going to be too happy about that pass interference call.
Yeah.
Because it could have gone either way on that one. But boy, oh boy, what a big score for East Noble.
No question. Desmond Palmer looked like he was within centimeters of getting a deflection on that ball, and he may have even caught a tiny piece of that, but that ball was thrown with such pace that it got through anyway, and Swager was there for the touchdown. Oh, the PAT is botched. Now they're rolling to the right after a bad snap, and my goodness, absolutely punished Mason Trish back near the 18-yard line. He was stamped to the turf as Desmond Palmer, who almost had the interception a moment ago, goes back to make the play there. So we've got 60 seconds left before halftime, and it's 28-13 after East Noble's unable to convert the extra point. It was a 6-play, 80-yard drive with a couple penalties.
Yeah, that was a good snap. He just dropped it. And that's a little deflating because you get the big score. You think you're going to get within 2 touchdowns. And although you get there, but now you've got to figure out the differential of having to go for 2 potentially at another time. But don't count this New Pal offense out of it just yet, because
they got 60 seconds, and that's a lot of time.
They got a minute. This kid can throw it, so this is going to be interesting.
Again, good field goal kicker with range, too. Even 3 points makes a big difference here going into halftime.
Absolutely. And for him, probably need to get down to the 35 in order for him to have a logistical shot at it.
Yeah.
Probably the 30 at best.
Alex Sprague going to kick it off here for East Noble, right to left. And you're right, you absolutely have to eliminate points here if you're East Noble. Try get into halftime, because again, you do get the ball to start the third quarter. That was a really big drive for the Knights to keep this thing competitive. Sprague boots it away, end over end kick back near the 1-yard line and returnable. Out to the 15 toward the 20-yard line. It's Jacobia out to the 25, twisting the 26. He is stopped there with 54 seconds left before halftime and 74 yards separating the Dragons from the end zone.
I tell you, that Jacobia is going to be one heck of a football player because he's only a junior. And you can tell he's got a little bit of speed behind him, being the second-team tailback.
It's a tough spot to be in, playing behind Reigns, because he'd be the starting back on a lot of football teams.
Well, he plays a little defense, so that helps them a bunch, but that kid is a player.
Yeah, both of the backs for New Palestine are also linebackers on the opposite side of the football. Here's the snapback screen pass caught at the 25, 30-yard line. Oglesby, 35, makes a man miss, 40. Outside the numbers toward the sideline at the 43-yard line. He stops on his own as he stepped out of bounds on the white turf over there. And that is a chain-moving catch of 17 yards to set up a first down for New Palestine.
Well, just a simple bubble screen that got the drive started. So now definitely in a position to push it down the field and get into field goal range here with 48 seconds left.
Maybe they're thinking more as well. 3 receivers right, 1 left out of the pistol. Here's a handoff. This is Reigns. Reigns stiff arms a man and then goes down at the 48-yard line. New Palestine has all of its timeouts, and they will use one here. 40 seconds left before the end of the second quarter, and it's New Palestine leading East Noble 28-13. They'll face a second down and 6 when we come back. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Only 40 seconds to go before halftime here at Lucas Oil Stadium. 28-13. New Palestine is leading East Noble. Shannon Griffith, how does East Noble keep New Pal off the scoreboard here in their 2-minute offense right before the half?
Well, I think they're going to have to be aggressive and try to put some pressure on the Davis here in the pocket. Because if they give him any time to throw the football, especially on a pure drop back, he's got a good enough arm that he can wing it pretty good. So they got to figure out how they can get pressure on him and not just let him sit back there and pick you apart. Now, being that it's 2nd and 5, they may opt to try to get the first down that would at least stop the clock for a little bit before they start a new clock. So kind of buys you that extra 30 seconds. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Ralph approaches this.
And they got 2 timeouts left, so they got some room to work with here. East Noble just got into the end zone. If you're just joining us, you've missed quite a bit of scoring here in this first half. It's 28-13 New Palestine in front. And honestly, for the most part, the Dragons have dominated the half. But East Noble with a big-time drive to get back into this game, trailing by 3 scores after they had just thrown an interception and given up a touchdown to go down 28-7. They work back, get into the end zone right before halftime with a minute left, but they left a little time for New Pal. And now it's 2nd down and 4 from the 48-yard line. Here's the snap and a handoff. Jacoby is going backwards, and he does fight his way back near the line of scrimmage. And Coach Ralph is not taking a timeout as this goes inside 30 seconds left.
Well, he was trying to use that, like I said, trying to get the first down to save the timeout. So now he may just be content with taking a 28-13 lead into the halftime here.
Yeah, they are not stopping the clock. And now they hustle to the line of scrimmage. 6 seconds to go.
He's going to take one shot is what he's going to do.
Out of the pistol, 1 second left. They did not get the play off, so they will not get a snap off before halftime. And I think that's it. And it is it. Coach Ralph has the headset off. And that's the half. So East Noble does dodge a bullet before the break. They keep New Palestine off the scoreboard again. And at halftime, it's New Palestine 28, East Noble 13. We will come back with halftime stats and analysis in a moment. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Ready to boot it away, and we'll try it again. This one is angling back inside the 5. That's a great kick. Returned by East Noble, but with a stumble out to the 20-yard line, 25-yard line. And Logan Hatton brings it out to the 28-yard line. And decent starting field position here for East Noble. And the offense went on an excellent drive. And the final moments of that first half, Shannon, can they maybe replicate some of what they did on that drive to get into the end zone and make this a one-score game?
Well, the passing game-wise, they were doing the roll-out, sprint-out type of play and getting a guy high-low and on the outside. But like we said, they've got to get some run game established here.
2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left for the quarterback, Riley Biddle, who was just 4 of 11 in the first half. Biddle's got the snap on the move to the right. He slings it out to the right. It's broken up and incomplete. And that was knocked loose by Desmond Palmer, who has been a problem for the East Noble offense today. Jordan Borders, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd and 10.
Well, the idea there was good. Again, rolling out, trying to get a quick 5-yarder. And unfortunately, they just weren't able to hold on to the football there. Now 2nd and 10 here early in the 3rd.
Ball resting just shy of the 29-yard line for East Noble. And Biddle now 4 of 12 in this game. Here's a shotgun snap, handed off and busting it out to the right. That's Dallas Plattner, the 2nd-string running back for East Noble. Picks up 4 yards as he angles toward the far side numbers and gets taken down near the 33-yard line. Stop made by Brock Brownfield, the defensive tackle for New Pal. 3rd and 6 for East Noble.
Yeah, he was a little bit too quick on that counter play. You want to stay on behind the tackle, and he was way in front.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage, and now East Noble lays off, and Biddle looking at the sideline for signs. It's the offensive play call for this no-huddle offense. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Here's the snap back. Biddle looks to throw. Deep down the seam, and too tall for his intended man, Landon Swagger, who was open near the 40-yard line. There was a window to try and squeeze that in, but Biddle missed him, and East Noble punts on their first drive of the second half.
Yeah, it looked like he had Hatton all the way on the outside because that was a dangerous throw. They didn't have anybody occupying the backside safety, and that route ended up right into him, so they're lucky it didn't become a pick.
Biddle also handles the punting duties for East Noble. And this is a line drive tumbling boot that takes a great bounce inside the 30, inside the 20, down near the 10-yard line. So what looked to be a pretty shaky punt from the outset ends up going for 56 yards with no return.
Well, that's the one way to flip the field position and put New Pal a little bit backed up in their own area. So now we'll see what adjustments East Noble made at halftime to hopefully cause some disruption to this New Pal offense.
So they spot the ball on the 11-yard line officially for New Palestine backed up. And Jacob Davis retakes the field, 8 for 9 for a $110 and a touchdown in that first half. Very efficient offensively in everything that the Dragons did. Here out of the pistol, he takes the snap, he hands it off, and this is Josh Raines falling forward out near the 13-yard line, gain of 2. But not such a great push up front that time for New Pal off the right side. East Noble read it well.
Yeah, they did a good job of reacting to it, making sure the handoff was made, and then making the tackle, only giving up about 3 yards on the play. Remember, this Davis has only thrown 1 interception on the year.
And that's up against 23 touchdowns.
I know.
Just incredible taking care of the ball. They've only turned it over 5 times as a team in 13 games. Here's the snapback. They will fake the handoff, and it's Davis taking it himself, pushing across the 20. He's still on his feet. Davis with the pile moving to the 23-yard line. And a terrific run of 10 for the quarterback, Jacob Davis, the dual threat man, moving that pile forward. Physical run for the New Palestine junior.
Yeah, they actually had him where they wanted him, but his effort there, second and third effort, was able to give him the first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 23. New Palestine in their own territory, leading 28-13. 9:37 left in the third of the 4A state title game. Fake the handoff again, and this time looked like maybe a broken play. Jacob Davis gets a yard out of it as he turned left. Nobody was home. Either it was a design misdirection or the timing was off on that play, and it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Well, something was amiss, and I think he may have outguessed himself there on the quarterback read. Probably should have handed it off there to his running back.
2nd down and 9 from the 24 inside Lucas Oil Stadium. 3 minutes into the third quarter, 28-13 New Palestine on top of East Noble. Shotgun snap. They toss it to Oglesby on a sweep, and he gets upended near the 28-yard line, running left near the far side numbers. Gain of a couple more. 3rd down and 5 here for New Palestine. They were 4 for 6 on 3rd downs in the first half.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much. So in that regard, you're talking almost 68% on that aspect of things. So this will be a big one here.
Well, the Knight fans trying to make some noise on the opposite side on 3rd down and 5.
They've taken Hatton, moved him up, and they're really almost playing a man on the backside and trying to play a 3-by-2 zone here down to the boundary.
They got to hurry to get this snap off. Barely do. They hand it off, and he reverses to the 35-yard line for a first down. And Josh Raines moves it back to the right side after everybody flooded left on the offensive side. And that goes for a first down run out to the 36-yard line and a big 3rd down conversion for the Dragons.
Well, that was a nice cut by him, and like you said, it kind of got all washed to a side, and he was able to jump back to the backside and get the big first down.
Twin split either side of the quarterback, Davis, who looks at the sideline, pushes his right arm out, makes a motion to the line of scrimmage. His white towel hanging out his backside. Here comes the snap back, belt high, looks to his right, flings it near side, caught at the 45-yard line, and out at the 46. The catch made by Austin McMahon, shoved out there at the end of the play by Kobe Ritchie, the recovering linebacker for East Noble, and that's a gain of enough for another first down. Out to the 47 is where they'll spot it. So 11 yards on that hookup and another first down. And just correcting, it was actually Mason Trish and not Ritchie on that tackle.
Well, Davis again, he's kind of a lanky kid, but he has a weapon in that arm of his because he's got such a quick release and he delivers it with accuracy.
Shotgun snap, handed off.
Look at that cut. Holy
it's Raines
cow.
dancing out of a tackle, 45-40, has a block, down the sideline, 30, toward the 20, cuts it back, 15, down inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. And he rips off a big one to set up the Dragons inside the red zone.
That was just an incredible run by the young man, Raines, only a junior. What a cut there, and another cut that he was able to get upfield. As I watched the replay in awe of his abilities, that was just a heck of a effort by that young man to get the ball now in the scoring territory where East Noble does not want it to be. But unfortunately, they're going to have to buckle up now.
41 yards on that rush for Raines, the longest of the day for New Palestine on the ground. They fake the handoff, then they do hand it off, and it's going around the right side down toward the 5-yard line. That's Caden Jacobia fighting his way toward the 3, and that's where forward progress is stopped in the middle of a rugby scrum. Gain of 9 for Caden Jacobia. And once again, the Dragons doing what they want on the ground. 2nd down and 1 after a gain of 9.
Well, again, East Noble's done a good enough job to clog up the initial run lane for the running back, but they're making these cuts that enables them to get all the way back across the defense, and it's forcing the safeties to come down and make the play, and that's becoming a one-on-one mismatch.
Plenty of time to get this play off, almost halfway through the 3rd. New Palestine looking for more after leading by 2 scores. Handed off to Jacobia. He tumbles down inside the 1 for a 1st down. He is marked short of the goal line, but it is a 1st down for the Dragons, just inside the 1.
That poor kid. Give him the touchdown. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I think that one was probably a good call.
That was a good call. It was probably even a little closer, but he ends up getting taken out.
Take some more time off the clock as we go inside 6 minutes left in the 3rd. New Palestine trying to make it a 3-score game out of the pistol. Here's the snap back. And it's Jacob Davis who pulls the handoff, takes it himself, and dives into the blue turf. Touchdown, New Palestine, 34-13.
Well, this young man knows how to play the game. He reads it there and just pulls it, and there's no one left, and he's able to get into the end zone. But I tell you, they've got a special kid at quarterback, this New Palestine team, that they've got another year for him. And like I said, he's not going to wow you if he's got his shirt off because he's got kind of a lanky kid, but he's a football player.
Snap on the extra point as the kicker, Jake Wells, drives it through. We've got time out on the field. 5:39 left in the 3rd quarter. New Palestine 35, East Noble 13. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 5:39 to go, quarter number 3 in the 4A title game from Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Derek Decker with Shannon Griffith, 35-13. New Palestine adds to their lead with a touchdown drive. 10 plays, 89 yards, 5 minutes and 8 seconds. You know, in terms of the field position game, East Noble probably thought after that big punt, they had him backed up a little bit, made him drive the full length of the field, and that they did in an efficient way as they march 89 yards for the score. And the Dragons adding to their ground game 245-6 on the ground in terms of total rushing yards in this game.
Well, they made him earn it, you know, by making him drive the distance that they drove there. And just a couple of 3rd down plays where East Noble needed to get off the field. Unfortunately, didn't happen. And again, this New Pal team is a very good offensive football team that is very difficult to really cause problems to, and I don't know what the answer for East Noble's going to be here, but they're now forced in a situation with about 5:39 left here, 35-13, where you kind of have to pick up the pace.
Well, yeah, we talked about establishing that run game at the start of the half, but I don't know, maybe you have less time to do that now that half the 3rd quarter has gone by, and you're down by an extra score. So certainly a challenge here for East Noble, down 35-13 in the championship game. Here's the kickoff end over end from left to right, and it's returnable at the 1-yard line for East Noble. Across the 20-yard line, all the way to the 25, close to the 30 for Logan Hatton, who has been close to busting one today. That time he returns it almost 30 yards. East Noble takes over at their own 30.
Yeah, now he's got a cramp in his leg because of the way that tackle happened. But again, so close to breaking that one. A nice tackle by the New Pal kick return team there, because had they not made that tackle at the 30, I think he is also 88 out the gate.
All right, so the Knights, their backs firmly against the wall here, 35-13, down by 3 scores in the 4A state championship with 5:33 to go against the top-ranked, undefeated New Palestine Dragons. 2 receivers right, 2 left of Riley Biddle, the quarterback. Palestine with 4 linemen. They bring pressure on a run, and again, no gain for Dylan Crail, who gets stacked up on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
there's incredible.
There's just nothing there for him, as they're just not getting any type of push at the point of attack. And New Pal's quickness as well as their physical toughness is right now dominating the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 10 from the 30-yard line out of the shotgun. Biddle awaits the snap. He's got it. Moves to his left. Pressure comes. He takes a big shot as he throws it incomplete over the 40-yard line. He was punished by the big senior defensive tackle, Michael Thacker, who applied the pressure. And, man, he took a lick. Now it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, rolling to the left makes it a little harder. And then, like you said, he kind of got tattooed there. And you don't want to give him a clean run at your quarterback.
East Noble faces 3rd down and 10. Here's the snapback. Biddle has time, sings it over the middle, deflected and caught by Swagger out near midfield. That's the 2nd time that's happened with Swagger today. That ended up being a dying duck type of pass because it got deflected. Swagger hauls it in at the 48-yard line for a 1st down.
Well, he did a great job of following the ball into his hands there, was able to clutch around it to pick up a big 1st down.
That's not an easy thing to do, to make an adjustment when you're running a route. Here's 1st down and 10. Design run for the quarterback Biddle. Penalty marker down as he loses a couple yards. But the penalty will stop play. East Noble has not been penalized yet in this game. But this is in the area of holding.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's going to change real quick. And now we got a New Pal player down on the opposite sideline.
We have not seen many injuries today, which is a great thing. I think the Bronx cheer down below us from the Dragon faithful on the first penalty of the game.
Yeah, I think they were happy that they finally got that out of their system on that hold.
Well, that is potentially a big blow. That's linebacker Caden Jacoby, the 2nd running back for New Palestine, who has had a nice game today, 11 carries for 65 yards. So they will accept the holding penalty, and it'll be 1st down and 20 for East Noble back at the 38.
Yeah, it looks like he's okay there. I don't know if he just kind of got rolled up on, or looks like he's going to be able to come back after he shakes it off a little bit. But now, 1st and 25 on 20, I should say, for this East Noble team. They're gonna have to come back to getting a big chunk of down yardage here.
Inside 4.5 minutes to play, 3rd quarter at Lucas Oil Stadium. East Noble down by 22, 35-13. Shotgun snap, fake the handoff. Biddle's got time. He airs it out deep down the sideline. Incomplete. One-on-one coverage down there. And a well-defensed play as the East Noble fans wanted a penalty, but I don't know, we're a long ways away, but it looked like pretty good coverage from down here, just sticky as we wait for a replay. 2nd down and 20. Alex Stewart not happy about the lack of a call.
Yeah, right now with that type of play, I don't think that was a good no call.
Agreed.
The problem they have with a game like this, the officials, you've got one single back judge, and then the 2 linesmen are the ones that have to put in a lot of work because they're calling everything from the line of scrimmage down the field vertically.
2nd down and 20 for East Noble. Fake the handoff. Biddle's going to toss it again as he takes another shot down the middle of the field. Broken up as he threw it into double coverage. And that was a dangerously thrown ball. And East Noble's just trying to get it all back on one play right now. 2 deep balls. And once again, Biddle took a lick and ended up on the seat of his pants.
Yeah, he took a big hit there on that one. But yeah, they're getting into that, again, that 50-50 ball mentality rather than trying to find chunks of it here and there. They're trying to get it all in one big full swoop.
3rd down and 20 from the 38-yard line. 2 receivers either side. Number high snap. Toss it over the middle, incomplete. And that was a short toss anyway for Dylan Crail out of the backfield. And now East Noble doesn't really have any choice but to punt. It's 4th down and 20 on their own 38-yard line.
Well, they tried to run the screen there, but Brownfield did a great job of reading it, staying home. And again, after that penalty that set them back, it really costly. And now they're having to kick it back to New Powell with 4:05 left here in the 3rd.
Riley Biddle is back, standing inside his own 25. He's got the snap. He puts a wobbling spiral up toward the 30, and it checks up near it ends up rolling back to the 30. It actually bounced to the 25 and then rolled backwards. And so New Palestine will take over at their own 30-yard line. It's a 32-yard punt with no return. And it is officially desperation mode here for East Noble. Shans, they've got to get off the field and get a stop here.
Well, yeah, they've got to do something here to just not let New Pal take it and drive it down the field on them. But I tell you right now, the way it's looking, this New Pal team, it's difficult. They're very well coached on both sides of the ball offensively. They've got a system that works with the kids they have, and it's just one of those things that every time you think you got one thing solidified away, another kid makes a play.
1st down and 10 from the 30. Here's the snap back, and the handoff goes to Raines as he powers forward out to the 39. It's a gain of 9, just plenty of space, a gaping hole up the middle between the tackles. Talk about being well coached. I mean, this is a coaching staff that has lost exactly 14 times in the last 12 years. So
that's crazy.
This is a team that is very used to winning.
Yeah, and they do it with. They do a good job with what they do, and I can guarantee you that it's rather simplistic in terms of their approach, and they just coach up those kids on what they need to do each and every play. And of course, when you got a quarterback like this Davis kid, he can help you a long way.
2nd and short here from the 39. Handed off again.
Wow.
And a big hole across the 50-yard line. This is Jacobia in space at the 30. Kiss it goodbye. Caden Jacobia busted off 61 yards. Touchdown, Dragons.
Yeah, and he just picked up a unsportsmanlike penalty for spinning the ball in the end zone. That kid has been frustrated all day on some of these runs where he's gotten down there but got caught, and he finally got a big run in there. But again, just a zone play, outside zone play. He hits it right where they need to, and after that, his speed is something else for a young player, junior. And that's the thing about this team. They've got a lot of juniors and sophomores, so this is just not going to be a one-time affair, I don't think.
Yeah, the starting quarterback and running back and a couple receivers are coming back next year. So offensively, they don't lose all that much. McMahon and Wasson will graduate on the edges.
They got 4 of their 5 offensive linemen returning.
This is just a good team. And they will enforce the unsportsmanlike penalty on the kickoff. That was a loud boo from the near side fans. Man, they were really making some noise about that.
Well, he spun the ball in the end zone down, throwing it down on the ground, and I get that they want to eliminate as much of that as possible, but at some point, it's put the flags in the pockets.
Whistles before the snap here with 3:04 left in the third quarter, and now it's going to be a false start penalty against New Palestine. So he really has some problems today staying away from penalties. If there was one knock on this team, they do average more than 7 penalties a game and almost 70 penalty yards per contest. So they have had a little bit of a penalty problem this year. Other than that, and Justin should be leaving his mic on while blowing the whistle, as I'm sure you heard that loudly and crisply at home. This is now going to be a 25-yard extra point. High snap, ball goes down. It's a line drive kick, but it's still through the uprights. 3:04 left in the third quarter. It is all Dragons. New Palestine 42, East Noble 13. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 3 minutes and change left in the third quarter here at Lucas Oil Stadium in the 4A State Championship. New Palestine all over East Noble 42-13. Derek Decker rejoined by Shannon Griffith. Partner, you mentioned it in the first half. This is obviously a very talented team. You think maybe the most complete team you've seen on both sides of the ball this season.
I tell you, they are picking up a notch. We thought East Noble was a very complete team all year, offensively and defensively. And New Pal is doing to East Noble what they did to a lot of teams up there in the NE8. And the size differentials are just a tad different, but the efficiency at what they're doing it at is what's impressive. And now that they've worn down this East Noble team, you're seeing those runs that were 4 or 5 yards go for that 15, 20, and we just saw a 61-yarder.
And the Dragons are hunting their 4th state championship in football, all of those coming since 2014. And 2 of those are coming in Class 5A. Just mentioned at the break, you think they can give 5A teams some run. They've won 2 state championships in 5A already.
Yeah, it's almost an unfair advantage to drop down because their talent level. And again, a nice community just out here in the suburbs of Indianapolis. And, there's one of those high schools over the years has kind of grown. And now they're going to have to kick from the 25. So the good news is East Noble should get pretty good field position.
This is a big-legged kicker, though, in Jake Wells. And you're right, great turnout, too, from New Palestine today. Not that far of a drive, but great turnout just down I-70 to the east of Indianapolis. Here comes the boot. It's a short kick as they try and pooch it inside the 40, and now East Noble returns it to the far side to the 50-yard line and across midfield to the 48. Not really sure what the plan was there other than try to catch East Noble off guard, I guess, but doesn't feel like a good plan to give a team good field position that's down by 29 points.
I don't think they wanted to kick it to Hatton because he just about broke one a play later.
Fair enough.
So they thought, well, let's kick it short and not let him touch it. But, like you said, it's kind of pick your poison. Right now, a 49-yard line of East Noble, or New Pal, so East Noble with probably their best starting field position since the game started.
That's right. And they've got 2 receivers left and 1 right of Biddle. Crail's still in the game at the left tip. Here's the snap back. Toss it to the left, and that ball is incomplete on a screen to Dallas Plattner slipping out of the backfield. And it's 2nd down and 10 as that pass was a little bit underthrown for Plattner.
Yeah, it looked like he got him started too soon. They were trying to get a numbers advantage on that with 3 receivers and the 4th being Plattner out of the backfield, trying to get themselves in a situation where they gave them the advantage as opposed to New Pal.
2nd down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Biddle's got a belt high snap. He hands it off. It's Plattner. searching his way through the defense up to the 43-yard line. That's a gain of 5. He is swallowed up there after that 5-yard gain. And guess who? It's once again Michael Thacker that's been in the middle of everything today. And as we expected, making the stop for the Dragons. 3rd down and 5 for the Knights.
Yeah, he's got several Mid-American Conference offers. Eastern Michigan, Ball State, Miami.
He's
to name a few. He's a big man in there.
A lot of upside for him. 3rd and 5 from the 43. Here's the handoff. It's Plattner again, and he takes it for a 1st down out across the 37 near the 36-yard line. So just simple runs between the tackles here for East Noble, and they've had a little bit of limited success now into double digits in rushing yards today. And it's really the only semblance of a run game they've had all afternoon.
Well, that time again, Plattner made a good cut. I don't know where Crail has gone other than maybe needing a break.
Here's the snap. Fake the handoff this time. Biddle unloads toward the end zone. Near side. Incomplete. Almost picked off. Landon Swager was streaking down the near side. And Elijah Lissad, who they've tested a few times today, comes up with a PBU. And he has been excellent in pass defense for New Palestine. In fact, that ball went right through his hands.
Yeah, and I think that one, if you look back at it, he had a good chance to get the ball down the field there on the other side with Lay on the outside.
2nd down and 10. Here's the handoff. Plattner fights his way up to the 30. And that's a 6-yard gain. So now here's the reality. Unfortunately for East Noble, while they're finally getting a little bit of a run game going, you're down by 29 late in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think New Pal is probably in that position where, let them take time off the clock.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Biddle in the gun. Low snap, Mihai picks it up. He zings it over the middle. It's caught at the 10-yard line. Breaking free for a touchdown. Jordan Borders with his 6th touchdown grab of the year. Scores and makes it 42-19.
And Biddle that time fitted into a tight window, and it was a nice throw.
That's a bullet.
Yeah, it was. And that's what I like about Biddle. He's such a competitor that you like the way he plays the game. He's tough. He wants to get the ball, throw it, throws it into a tight window. That's kind of a fearless throw by him there. The kid's a phenomenal wrestler as well. And I guarantee it, if there's a team out there for him to potentially play collegiate football, I tell you, there'll be a lot after him because of what he does on the field.
East Noble going for 2 here, down 42-19 with 1:22 left in the 3rd. They'll take it from the left hash. All 3 receivers spread out to the right. Shotgun snap to Biddle. Pressure comes. He tries to twist out of it. And he throws it down into the turf. And that's incomplete. And so East Noble leaves 2 points out there. 1:22 to go in quarter number 3. And New Palestine leads East Noble by a score of 42-19. We've got timeout on the field. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 6-play, 48-yard drive for East Noble in 1:37. That gets them on the board. They now trail 42-19 with $1:22 to go in this 3rd quarter. Derek Decker back with Shannon Griffith here at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. And on that drive, they were a lot more balanced. They ran the football pretty well. Riley Biddle connecting with Jordan Borders for 30 yards as he caught it inside the 15 and then took it in, breaking a tackle for a touchdown. So East Noble has had the big hitters through the air today. 3 of 6 Riley Biddle completions have gone for touchdowns. He's only 6 for 21 for 195 yards. So big play potential. They've had some explosive plays today, but outside of that, they've kind of churned in between the 20s.
Yeah, that's the problem is it's not been a consistent enough of a passing game because they've gotten a little bit in some of these 50-50 balls, trying to get it all back in a one-time type of affair. So it'll be interesting here to see if they're going to onside it, and I don't blame them. They've got to find ways to get possessions.
Down 42-19 with 1:22 left in the 3rd. High school onside kicks can really be entertaining. A lot of stuff can happen. They are lined up for an onside kick. Alex Sprague to kick it. There's the whistle. On the approach, he kicks it with his left hand, and East Noble touched it. New Palestine recovered anyway at the 50-yard line, but it grazed at night, I believe.
Yeah,
so.
I think they're going to give it to him right there at the East Noble 46.
Yeah, that's where illegal touching happened.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised that he cross-kicked it back towards the boundary. I understand because of the numbers. It's unfortunate that they have to... They weren't able to avoid it to try to at least get it down the field to see what happens. And like you said, those are such a play where you got to get the right bounce at the right time, and it's a technique that you try to do, and teams rip it.
Yeah, and believe it or not, it's more successful at the high school level than it is at any other level of football. So some weird stuff happens sometimes when you get these guys out here and playing in a situation they're not used to. 1st and 10 from the 46. New Palestine with the ball, up by 23 points here at Lucas Oil Stadium. And the first down run goes for about a half a yard for Josh Raines, who, talk about negative plays. New Palestine has not had many of them today. They have kept the chains moving pretty much all afternoon long. In fact, total TFLs for East Noble, just 1 in the game.
Yeah, and you can see now that Coach Ralph is kind of taking his time here, going to try to run this quarter down with this last play here with 48 seconds left in the third.
And this could be the last play of the quarter if they play it right, assuming this is going to be a run. Here's the snap back. And it is a handoff to Raines. He twists to the 42-yard line, near side hash mark. It is stopped inbounds there after a gain of a few. 3rd down and 6 coming up, but they don't have to snap it again before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, and I would imagine he'll just let it go out and flip the sides and get ready for a 3rd and 6 and try to get another first down.
New Palestine fans on their feet. Dragons searching for the school's 4th football state championship, all in the last decade. And they lead East Noble 42-19 as we go to the final quarter. You're listening to the 4A state championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Final 12 minutes on tap from Lucas Oil Stadium in the Circle City, Indianapolis. 42-19. New Palestine leading East Noble in full command. With Shannon Griffith, I'm Derek Decker. Adam Lundy is our studio producer and engineer today. And partner, this game was close for a stretch in the first half, and New Palestine really gained command. And though it was, reachable for East Noble at halftime, 444 yards for New Palestine today, 319 rushing yards. When you control a game like that, It really sets the tone. They've had the ball for almost 25 minutes of the 36 that have been played here today.
Yeah, and they've done what they like to do as an offense. And again, it's not like East Noble's not trying their darndest to stop them. They're just getting blocked, and they're getting the big running back going. And unfortunately for East Noble, it's cost them a couple big chunk play touchdowns. But now that it's 3rd and 6 for New Pal, this would be a good time for East Noble to get at least a stop here.
So the Dragons are facing a 3rd down and 6 from the 42-yard line of East Noble. They just tried an onside kick right before the start of the 4th quarter, if you're just joining us. And it's a pistol look for New Palestine on 3rd down. Man in motion is Rollison. Whistle before the snap, and I think East Noble jumped offside.
Wow.
Ouch. It's only their 2nd penalty today, but that seems like an important one as it makes the 3rd and 6, now 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, and that's the type of play that just kills you. Even though it's a game that pretty much right now is probably out of reach, but the fact is you're just giving a team an easy first down.
So 3rd and 1, they can run it here if they want. Jacob Davis in the gun, claps for the snap, turns left, hands it off. And it's Jacobia falling forward to the 31-yard line. That's a gain of 6 and a first down off left guard.
Again, that's just an outside zone play that Jacobia hits, and he hits it pretty fast, and when he does, he's just already getting about 4 yards before he's getting tackled.
And this clock's starting to really bleed down here as we're just underway in the fourth quarter. 42-19 is the lead for New Palestine, and they are driving. And this offense that's averaged 40 points a game this year has already reached that average through 3 quarters. Little toss play and a sweep to Oglesby. Cuts it up at the 30. Tracked down from behind at the 29-yard line as he is brought down by Logan Hatton, who's in the area again today. Feel like we've called his name a lot on defense and on offense, of course, as he had that big touchdown catch in the first quarter. It's a gain of 2, and it's 2nd and 8.
Yeah, he has played a very, very good ball game in terms of what they're asking for him to do. And he's a good football player as well, because he's probably the one player on East Noble that probably can match some of the speed of New Palestine.
2nd down and 8 from the 29. Plenty of time. Here's the snap. Handoff running left. And across the 25 down near the 21-yard line, Caden Jacobia looks like he's got enough distance for the first down. He is brought down right at the line to gain. So a first down for the Dragons from the 21-yard line as we go inside 10.5 minutes to go. And the Dragons still leading 42-19, starting to bleed the life out of East Noble here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're going to use the clock as much as they can, keep the ball on the ground, turning out first downs, and they only got 22 yards to go or 21 yards to go to get another touchdown. So the objective is pretty simple.
Shotgun snap, handoff, Jacobia dances out of a tackle, now has a block at the 15, tries to bounce it outside of the 10, still on his feet near the 5, tiptoes and drops the ball out of bounds at the 7-yard line is where they'll mark him out. Looks like he stepped out about a yard or two farther back from where he eventually went out of bounds on his own, and that'll set up 1st and goal for New Palestine.
Well, I know they're going to put Raines in, but I tell you, Jacobia is one heck of a football player. And again, these 2 running backs are only juniors. Yeah, it's a scary duo coming back next year for the teams that are going to run into him next season.
Jacobia is now the leading rusher in this game with a $154, 148 for Josh Raines. So just 300 yards between those 2 guys. Here's a snap back and a design run for Jacob Davis as he pushes down to the 2-yard line near the right hash mark, upended after a gain of 6. 2nd and goal from the 2.
And then you add him into the mixture by his ability to run the football as well. And as we know, his ability to throw tonight, that's been fully displayed. So, again, a very complete football team for New Pal.
No question about it. As they're about to score again, leading 42-19 with 9:15 left in the fourth quarter of the 4A championship game. 2nd and goal for the 2. Here's the snap back. Handoff goes to Raines. He shakes a defender and leans into the end zone for another touchdown. Josh Raines with his 4th rushing score of the day makes it 48-19 New Pal.
Yeah, and some great sportsmanship there on display as well, as Oglesby gives a hand to the East Noble player who tried to make the tackle but didn't get it. He wanted and extended his hand to pull him up off the ground. That was Brennan. So pretty class move by a New Pal player that knows the game's well in control, but helping his foe up from the ground.
Jake Wells on for another extra point. Good snap, good hold. And this kick is good. 9:07 left in the fourth quarter. All Dragons, New Palestine 49, East Noble 19. We're back after this. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 9 minutes and change left in the final quarter here at Lucas Oil Stadium. 49-19. New Palestine leading East Noble in the 4A Championship. Derek Decker with Shannon Griffith here this evening as the afternoon has kind of turned over into evening. Nightfall upon us as the snow continues to come down here in Indianapolis. It's been coming down pretty much all day out there. Not all that heavy most of the day, but it is cold and it feels like winter. It certainly did when we walked in this morning. But
it is the Christmas season, I guess you can say.
I guess so.
Now.
Kicked off yesterday, and Earlier today, the 260 got a 2A state championship with Adams Central winning a title over Linton Stockton 46-6. And very happy for head coach Michael Mosier finally getting that elusive state championship win, the second title for Adams Central, the other one coming back in 2000, same time that East Noble won their only state championship. And Shannon, that's really good for Coach Mosier and the Jets and that program, which you have been feeling has been building toward that moment today, and they finally got their time in the spotlight, and it felt like a long time coming for Adams Central.
Well, we talked about it, that Coach Mosier is a very deserving coach and how he handles himself and his players, and they're probably getting themselves ready to have a nice little pep session here at 6 o'clock there at the high school as the kids will get back in town here shortly, if not already. And it's going to be a fun weekend for the Adams Central Jets.
Yeah, party's on in Adams County tonight as East Noble will receive this kick, which is coming right to left as we look at it from the 30-yard line. High atop the press box. Here's another pooch kick, not wanting to kick it to Hatton. And it's returned from the 23-yard line on the back pedal and out to the 30, where East Noble will start its next drive with 9:02 to go. And talking more about New Palestine, Shannon, this is a team that went 7-1 on the JV side, 8-1 with the freshman team, and they've already got all these guys coming back, like the quarterback Davis, the running backs Josh Raines and Caden Jacobia, Mason Oglesby, a slot guy that they've used a lot today, the sophomores coming back, Cameron Rollison, who hasn't been involved much but has great numbers throughout the year. He's coming back next year. It's just a loaded gun waiting for another championship in 4A. Here's the first down play, and it's once again Dallas Plattner getting out to the 33-yard line. We have not seen Crail in quite some time on offense as Plattner picks up 3 on first down.
Yeah, they're a team that is definitely going to be a heavy favorite going into next season.
Well, one has to wonder, what kind of chances East Noble has to get back here. Riley Biddle, the starting quarterback, will return next year along with Mason Trish on the edge. They've got a couple pieces coming back on offense. Here's the snap on second down. Handoff goes to Dallas Plattner, and he fights his way out to the 38-yard line between the hash marks, sets up a 3rd down and 3. But they do lose a lot on defense. They started 9 seniors this year, and so it will be a bit of a rebuilding effort, at least on that side of the ball.
Yeah, and that's not anything uncommon for up there, but I'm sure they'll have some good players stepping up, and there's the first bad snap of the day.
That snap ball's loose. New Palestine has recovered at the 25-yard line. That went right past Riley Biddle and rolled to a stop where the Dragons jump on top. East Noble turns it over for the second time today.
That's the first time I've seen that center make a bad snap, because he's usually a very dependable kid there. It just kind of rolled back, and I don't know if there was some miscommunication. He was uncertain that the ball was supposed to be snapped, but an unfortunate event there, now giving New Pal the ball on the 25-yard line.
Yeah, just inside 8 minutes to go. This is the 12th game, believe it or not, that New Palestine has played here inside Lucas Oil Stadium. They have a 7-4 record. That'll go to 8-4 with the win today, with a number of those being in state championship games. All 5 state titles, including today's, that they've won in football, will be here inside Lucas Oil. Or I guess all 4, pardon me. This will be the 4th today. Here's a first down run out to the 19-yard line, and a pickup of about 6 to get inside the red zone for the Dragons. And that was, once again, Josh Raines, who is putting a stamp on a historic junior season for the Dragons. One of 8 2,000-yard rushers in New Pal history.
That's crazy. That is a good day's work at the office.
Second down and 4 from the 19 for New Pal, leading by 37-20 left in the 4th quarter of the 4A championship. Out of the pistol, shotgun snap. Here is the handoff, and Raines makes a man miss. 15-yard line, down to the 10, burst to the 9, and gets dragged down there from behind. And the stop made in the secondary by a couple of Knights, including Jacob Ramey, the linebacker for East Noble, along with Dylan Crail, the All-State linebacker who is still playing on defense. And now it's first and goal at the 9.
They probably just give him a little bit of a rest on offense right now and let Plattner play. And he's also, very important as a long snapper. But as this day goes on, you can just tell New Pal is really trying to milk the clock here and let it run down as much as it humanly possibly can.
First and goal from the 9. Play clock inside of 5. Game clock inside of 9 minutes. Whistle before the snap. And it looks like head coach Kyle Ralph will utilize a timeout with 6:39 left on the game clock here in the fourth quarter, and New Palestine leading 49-19. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 6:39 left in this final quarter, 49-19. New Palestine leading East Noble. Derek Decker with Shannon Griffith, Adam Lundy back in our Fort Wayne studio. And partner, just talking more about the dominance with Kyle Ralph and his tenure at New Palestine. This season was their 9th undefeated regular season in 12 years as a head coach. Just incredible stuff.
Yeah, he's done a very good job as well in a very tough conference, too, because, they're facing some pretty tough, stiff competition week in, week out. And then, of course, who they had to face in the sectionals and regionals. We had that victory over Chittard, which was an overtime game, which has been their toughest game to date.
Yeah, and then a blowout win against third-ranked Martinsville in the semi-state. First down and goal for New Palestine inside the 10. Ball resting at the 9, left hash. Out of the pistol, shotgun snap. Here's the snap. It is a handoff toward the left side. Caden Jacobia running left, and he tumbles in for 6 more. And Caden Jacobia makes it 55-19, New Palestine.
Yeah, that kid, I tell you, he really got speed, and he hit that corner at full speed, and it was no doubt of him getting into the end zone.
And he is option number 2 for the Dragons.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if he doesn't have a little bit more speed than Raines, but I tell you, I would love to have a duo like that in the backfield and add the quarterback into the mix as well. It's a very daunting task to try to figure out a way to shut down this rushing attack by New Palestine.
Yeah, and Raines is 6 foot 232, so just kind of a power back that's got speed as well. And Jake Wells is on for the extra point, perfect on the day. Kick is on the way, and it is through. 6:33 left in this fourth quarter. New Palestine 56, East Noble 19. You're listening to the 4A State Championship game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 56-19, New Palestine in front of East Noble with 6:33 left in this final quarter. Coming up on the postgame show, we'll recap today's stats and scoring with the Dragons about to clinch their 4th state championship. East Noble playing in their 2nd game in 5 years, but going to come up well short here today. Unable to stop the train that New Palestine has put on board. And Shannon, this is matching a season high in points. They scored 56 2 other times as they'll pooch it again inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Returned out across the 30 and stopped at the 32. But they scored 56 back-to-back weeks on the road at Mount Vernon and at Pendleton Heights. They have not gotten higher than that, but here today, the offense has been as good as it's looked all season long, to the tune of 506 yards, 379 to 18 in the rushing game today. For New Palestine, it has been utter domination by the line of scrimmage up front.
Yeah, they've really controlled that line of scrimmage from the start to finish today, and that has been the biggest obstacle for East Noble's offense. And I'm not sure what the...
Got a legal substitution on East Noble with 6:29 left in this fourth quarter, and a commanding 37-point lead for New Palestine.
Well, that doesn't help to start the drive with that one, but again, New Pal has just really controlled the line of scrimmage pretty much from start to finish today, and that's been the big problem for East Noble.
They've scored 14 points in each quarter today. Here's the snap. Biddle's got time. He throws a deep ball to the left side. Oh, my goodness. Almost a one-handed catch made down at the 42. But it falls incomplete. And a little concern here for Logan Hatton, who has not gotten back to his feet as he rolls over and will be tended to on the sideline. And that's the last thing you want to see in a blowout in the final game of the season.
Well, he kind of got contorted there with trying to make a play. And I don't know if he, pulled him like a muscle or landed hard enough to knock the wind out of him.
Well, that was almost an incredible catch. He had that ball, curled it in, and then it bounced out at the last second. Second down and 15 after the penalty. Here's the snap and the toss to the right side. It's caught going out of bounds at the 34. This time Mason Trish makes the catch. That's his first grab of the day, and it brings up 3rd down and 9 for East Noble. You kind of thought he would probably have to be involved a little bit more in the pass game for East Noble to have a legitimate shot to compete on offense today.
Well, like I said, it's one of those things that you like about Biddle is his competitiveness, but he's been able to throw the football pretty successfully all year, and today they've just gotten in a situation 50-50 balls haven't been a help to him.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right, 3rd down and 9, snap to Biddle. He tosses over the middle through the hands once again of cornerback Elijah Lasad, who has been close to multiple interceptions today. Now it's 4th down and 9, and it looks like East Noble will punt.
Yeah, that time it was just a little bit too high on the throw, and with 5:37 left, they're just going to have to punt it away. And again, I think you're going to see a New Pal team just really take their time to run the football and try to take the next 5 minutes and really kind of run it out.
Cameron Rollison is the man deep at the 30-yard line. Here's the snap. Biddle to punt. And this one is a wobbling kick, but it bounces in the middle of the field with a good bounce and tumbles inside the 15, rolls all the way down to the 13-yard line of New Palestine before coming to a stop. We got a penalty marker down on this play, and we will wait for the ruling on that. Otherwise, it's a 53-yard punt with no return. Penalties on the far sideline where East Noble is stationed.
I think they're probably going to get some offsetting here because of a little chirping on both sides of it.
Think so?
Well, we'll see what happens here in a second as they are talking it over. The only thing would be if it's some type of play that would give them East Noble a 1st down.
Yeah, I don't know. I really can't fathom. I guess if it's coming from the sideline, it doesn't look like anybody's hat came off. The officials are now meeting. There's 3 of them involved in the conversation.
Well, it shouldn't take too much to figure it out here in a 56-18 game. You don't need to have a conference meeting to get it all settled.
It's a personal foul against New Palestine. So they can enforce this at the end of the kick, I think. But if this happened during the play, could they get a 1st down? I think that's what the question is.
See, that's what I think. This is ultimately going to give the ball back to East Noble, depending when that personal foul occurred.
So it must have happened before the kick then.
Yeah, it had to be something that I'm not quite sure what the actual call is, and I think Ralph is the same way.
All right, so Justin Shippey's ready to get on the mic here. Well, they're moving the chain, so this is going to be a 1st down for East Noble. So wow. It's going to go down as unnecessary roughness. The New Pal faithful have really not been pleased with the officiating today. They feel like that's the one thing that's gone against them. That is the 8th penalty for 72 yards against New Palestine. East Noble only with 3 penalties in this game.
Yeah, that was a little different way of. I'm still not sure what that all was about. But
yeah, we didn't get a good look at a replay or anything on that one. So from the 49, 1st and 10, East Noble, fresh set of downs. Here's a shotgun snap, and Biddle's going to throw it deep again down the far sideline. This pass is incomplete, and the defender had a better chance of catching that one, as it looked like Landon Swager was down there, and Connor Jacobia, the junior safety for the Dragons, had that ball in his hands for a moment, almost an interception. Now it's 2nd and 10.
He was kind of late getting out there on the field, and I know Coach Ralph was kind of letting him know that he was supposed to be out there in not so friendly terms. That
yeah,
he was not too happy with him.
2nd and 10 as Biddle goes back to the air, slings it left, incomplete again. If you're wondering why the clock's not running, the running clock is not in effect in state championship games only. It does exist in the rest of the tournament, but not in state championships. So 5:12 to go, clock stopped. East Noble still down by 37.
You know, that's such an interesting rule that they play with the entire year that you would think that they would continue it. But then again, you never know in these championship games what may happen.
I guess I feel like you've earned the right to be here and get the experience for your kids.
True too. That's a good point.
3rd down and 10. Biddle throws it left. His receiver fell down, and Hatton ended up on the turf. Out of bounds, 4th and 10 for East Noble.
Well, as good a game as the Hatton kid has had, he just slipped on the play. But at the same time, he's been all over the field today, and he really has had a really good ball game and should be proud of the fact of how they've played. And again, it's nothing that East Noble has done today as much as it's been New Palestine, because they are just a better equipped team that's taken advantage of some things.
4th down and 10. Biddle to punt. Here's the boot. This is a high spiraling kick, bounces inside the 10. This is going to be really good. Inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. And a terrific punt from Riley Biddle that goes 49 yards with no return. And New Palestine will start at the 2-yard line with just under 5 minutes to go in this final quarter.
Well, again, it's going to be a chance for them to run the ball and try to take off this last 5 minutes, or 4:58 to earn the state championship. And like I was saying earlier, East Noble has nothing to hang their head about today because they've had a great year. They just ran into a team today that, for all practical purposes, is hitting on all cylinders, because you've not seen a glowing mistake out of them today. You know, they've played a near flawless game on both sides of the football outside of that first play where they gave up the big 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
After that, it's not really been anything other than them playing good, hard football and not giving East Noble anything to have success on.
Here's the snap with 1 on the play clock. They hand it off on 1st down, and it's a solid gain out across the 8-yard line for the running back. And this is a new man in the game for New Palestine. Looks like Max Wygan is in the game, and they are utilizing multiple different guys at running back here in this 4th quarter, and they will continue to do that as they get other dudes involved in the running game, because they have 2 spectacular backs, barring injury, that I don't think are going anywhere in the starting lineup anytime soon.
I tell you, the 2 they got, man, are special kids.
Yeah, and then you add Davis into the mix, who's a mobile quarterback. 2nd down and 4. Handoff running left and strung out with no gain on this play happening. That was Max Wygan, the 5'9", 159-pound senior. It looks like he might be injured. He's having trouble getting up here. The clock is still moving, and he will get back to his feet and head toward the sideline.
I think he may have got the wind knocked out of him a little bit, but, you know, Jacob Davis, his only thing is he's not got to get in the right wrong, man, and get some more beef on him, but he's a talented kid as well, the way he throws the football.
3rd down and 4 from the 8-yard line. New Palestine working out. Here's the snap. They will hand it off, and not going to make it, as the handoff went to Caden Jacobia after Wygan went out. No gain on that play. Clock continues to move, but New Pal goes 3 and out. We'll have to punt it back with 3:18 left.
Well, they are going to have to try to get some of their kids in the ball game on the defensive side of the ball here, just to get some kids in the ball game to get that state experience, even though it's only about 3 minutes left. But as they're trying to do now with the punt team, and biggest thing now is make sure you got the right guys out there.
Yeah, and Shannon, it's hard to imagine with this team now back in 4A, as the boot is a spiraling kick across the 40, fair caught at the 43-yard line. It is really hard to imagine how this team does not get back to Lucas Oil again next season.
Well, they're not, they've got another year before they get bumped up for success, I guess you could say, which is a good problem to have, I guess. But at the end of the day, but you're right, there's nothing that they're going to lose on either side of the football that's not replaceable, other than the fact of all the juniors that they're going to have next year as seniors. That's going to be a big hit when that occurs, but they're trying to get other kids in the game right now, so they're kind of waiting to make sure they get them all in there.
Riley Biddle's still in the game for East Noble. Snaps it from the 43. Gives it right into the belly of Dallas Plattner, who takes it across the 40 to the 39-yard line. He stopped after a gain of 3.5. Second down and about 6 coming up for East Noble, as the clock goes inside 2.5 minutes. And as we wrap up this season for East Noble, still nothing to be ashamed of, but Alex Stewart's first season as a head coach. His team goes 13-2. Snap on second down, handoff right. Dallas Plattner cuts it up at the 30, big hole 20, inside the 15, down to the 10, and ripped out of bounds near the 5-yard line with 2:08 to go. So East Noble trying to punch one in for one final time. That's the best run of the game for Dallas Plattner or any East Noble night. In fact, they only had 21 rushing yards prior to that run, and so they mark him out at the 4.
They just took out Thacker, too, the big off defensive lineman who was occupying that end, so that's probably what happened.
Here's the snap, handoff to Plattner again, and he is taken down near the line of scrimmage. My goodness, Cameron Rollison busting off the edge to track him down from behind and slam him into the turf.
Well, he came off that edge untouched, and unblocked players usually make tackles.
Second and goal from just outside the 3. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Handoff Plattner. He walks into the end zone untouched for an East Noble touchdown with 1:42 to go. And East Noble makes it 56-25.
Well, they make it a little bit more, I guess you would say, a respectable score. But, again, I think East Noble has a lot to be proud about with this team and what they were able to do this year, and brought a lot of enthusiasm to the community up there in Kendallville.
Man, that is a football-hungry fan base up there. It's one of the best environments, home field environments in all of Northeast Indiana. No question about it.
Yeah, every time we've gone up there, they've been very, very welcoming and accommodating for us to come up there and do the pregame and other things. So,
and not only that, it's just a really hard place to play. I mean, other teams do not go in there and win very often. Extra point's good.
Yeah, and you can see by the faithful that have made the trip down here today. And the students and stuff. It's like you said, it's a tight-knit community that they have there in Kendallville, and having the high school East Noble. And I've always said the one high school towns like Adams Central and East Noble, when you have these type of teams, it has a way of bringing the entire town together, and it makes it a special run for these kids to be a part of something like this. And unfortunately today for East Noble, they just ran into a juggernaut of a football team in New Palisade.
56-26 is the lead for the Dragons with 1:42 to go. And again, really nothing to be ashamed of, Shannon, in the first season of Alex Stewart's tenure. 13-2 with a state championship game appearances. Really hard to argue with those results in a first-year head coach.
No, other than the fact that, man, you came out of the gate swinging, so it's going to be awful hard to top a year like
like this, but
yeah, that's right.
Coach Amstutz did such a great job with that team, and he's got the right man at the helm, and Coach Stewart. They'll find a way to retool what they've got in the toolbox and get a chance to get some kids in the game here.
Kind of doubt they're going to try an onside kick here.
I think they're going to kick it off, but I think it's pretty cool trying to get every kid in the game that they possibly can.
I'll tell you one kid they're really going to miss next year is the kicker, Alex Sprague.
Oh, man.
As he boots it away left to right, end over end, inside the 5, bounces at the 2, into the blue painted turf for a touchback. And again, Alex Sprague is going to graduate, went 5 of 7 on field goals this year, a great leg and a big time weapon in special teams. It is so luxurious to have a quality kicker in high school football, let alone the 4A level for these teams that oftentimes at this level you're still bringing a soccer player over or kind of whoever you can find to kick. Alex Sprague is one of the best in the area.
No question, and he's a kid that has been very dependable there for the time that he's been kicking. And he's going to have a chance to do it at the next level, I'm assuming. But he'll have a good chance to be really good there as well because he's been very consistent. That's the one thing I would say with him. He's a very consistent kicker.
Backup quarterback Gavin Neal, a junior, is in the game for New Palestine for this final drive. Pistol look with 1:42 to go. Here's the snap. It's a simple give and no gain on this first down play. As tackled right up the middle was TJ Wadman on the carry for the Dragons. Number 22, and that's TJ Wadman, the 5'6" senior for the Dragons, dipping deep into the depth chart now. Big round of applause for big number 77, Landon Seib, a 6', 265-pound senior right guard. He's the only graduating offensive lineman off this Dragon team, and he got a big hug from head coach Kyle Ralph as he came to the sideline.
Dylan Crail doesn't want to come out. He told his replacement to go back.
Second down and 10, and no gain on this run either. They'll have to run one more play before time expires here, and New Palestine wins their 4th championship. As a couple more guys come to the sideline for East Noble. Mason Trish among them. Also Pace Agee coming off, a 6-foot honorable mention all-conference senior last season. Also coming off the field, Logan Hatton, who had one heck of a final game as a high school football player. This time they take a knee, and that is it. The Dragons faithful on their feet after a dominant win in the 4A state championship. The final here from Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. New Palestine 56, East Noble 26, as the Dragons celebrate their 4th state championship in program history. So a 30-point win for New Palestine here in Indianapolis. We'll take a timeout when we come back and recap it all, including scoring and stats and analysis from today's game. New Palestine wins over East Noble 56-26 in the 4A state championship and finishes undefeated at 14-0. Back after this, you're listening to the 4A state title game presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.